On one cool summer's night, in a small town as any other, nestled between lush forests, meadows, and serene landscapes, a king and queen stared up at the stars. They enjoyed the peace and tranquility about them, occasionally remarking on the symphony of crickets and sweet floral scent that greeted them from below the balcony. A servant entered the room then, a young man wearing simple but eloquent cotton garments. With hands folded, he introduced the head of the court of astrology, an elderly man who shared the formality of the servant, but not the attire. He spoke with elaborate but measured words and foretold of a prince born to the king and queen, that would either become a great king or embark on a profound spiritual journey. It was to be a birth as mysterious as the tales spun by the silversmiths after an evening of celebration and barley wine, laden with prophecy and destiny. Young Sid was born soon thereafter, into a life of extravagance and abundance. He grew up amidst grandeur that could rival the most magnificent of kingdoms, his every whim attended to by a host of servants. Gold flowed like a river, and feasts fit for giants were a daily occurrence, each meal a saga of spice and flavor. He was the jewel in the crown, the dazzling gemstone in a kingdom full of gemstones. But with each passing day, the sweetness of the flowers faded, and the conundrum of selecting a meal became tiresome. He waded through life with no hardship, as a character in an enigmatic play, a puppet with no strings, navigating a surreal labyrinthine tale of existence. With the misconception that his happiness was as, if not more, important as those around him, he formulated a plan. Sheltered, he had only heard half-whispers and hushed rumors that there were common folk in the kingdom, who lived without fine attire, full bellies, and a handful of servants. Under the silver cloak of the moon, and with the aid of his hesitant servants, the jittery prince left. To his surprise, he would find a myriad of ailments afflicting the people outside the palace walls. Illness, poverty, and death greeted him freely, and for the first time in his life, Sid would come to understand what it means to feel empathy, unintentionally starting his spiritual journey. His renunciation was a bold and courageous step, representing his determination to seek a deeper truth beyond the confines of his privileged upbringing. It was a renunciation not only of material wealth, but also of attachment and the security of a known life. He sought to understand human existence, learning from various spiritual teachers, and undergoing practices in extreme asceticism, such as fasting, and severe self-mortification. He would come to realize that suffering played as significant a role as the happiness he had known growing up. After years of spiritual exploration and intense meditation, Sid realized the limitations of his practices. True abundance of wealth and severe hardship both lead to an empty heart, and so he decided to pursue a balanced and middle path. Then, one night, seated under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, he attained enlightenment. Sid's enlightenment revealed a profound truth. Suffering is an intrinsic part of the human experience, arising from our attachments and desires. In simpler terms, it's as if life's cosmic riddle, as old as time itself, held a hidden punchline. If you cling to something, be prepared to endure suffering. This revelation under the Bodhi tree wasn't just an epiphany, it was the universe's whispered secret, unraveling the enigmatic dance between human existence and the pursuit of fulfillment. From here, Sid would go on to teach, traveling throughout the land and gathering disciples, eventually solidifying his legend in history as the founder of Buddhism.